Time for the first sail of the year. It's lovely and sunny, thankfully. A bit cold because it's a northerly breeze, about 12 gusting 18, so it should be a pretty nice sail. I've misplaced my barriers, so these are the replacements for today. Happy New Year! I'd been away since before Christmas, so it was really nice even just to see the sea again. How lucky were we to have these fantastic sunny conditions? We settled into a reaching pattern before the start. There are quite a lot of tacks that we did, far more than I'm showing in this video. If you're ever interested in seeing some of the raw footage from a race, please do let me know in the comments. It was great to see so many other boats out on the water, but that meant there was quite a lot of ducking or tacking at the right time to avoid a collision, which always keeps it interesting. Here we are coming into the race start. As you can see, it's fairly busy and there's even more boats than you can see on the camera. But we're trying to get into the best lane. So here we're ducking some boats and then coming back up to try and get into the best lane. As soon as we're over the line, we want to tack, but we're not clear ahead or behind. So we've got to wait for the boats to our starboard to tack. As soon as we've tacked, we want to get up to speed as fast as possible. So this means having weight on the rail and also having the sails set for optimal speed. So Dupree here is setting the jib so that he can then leave it on the winch and get back on the rail. Now that we're beating, we can see that the main and the jib both need some more halyard tension. I'm struggling to get any more tension on the main halyard, so we're putting a bit of cunning on. After rounding the upwind mark, we'll be going on to more of a reach, which is where it gets exciting, because that is a very navigationally fun part of the course. There's lots of rocks to avoid, and that's some of the sailing that I love the most. Of course, it comes with a lot of responsibility too, trying to make sure that we don't hit anything. We had the waterline length to mean that we should be towards the front of the fleet, but it's always nice looking back and being ahead of some very well sailed boats. And my Dubarry replacements were holding up well. After rounding the downwind mark, we were beating back upwind and then rounded the final mark of the course and were finally chopping away from the jib and onto the spinnaker. So we managed to get a wrap in the spee, which took us a little bit of a while to unravel, but we got there in the end. Obviously didn't get much footage of that. So in lieu of any Spinnaker footage of us, here are our friends on Fandangle, jiving into the finish. In terms of race results, it was a very close race. There was less than a minute between second place and 7th. Thankfully, we found ourselves towards the top of that pack, finishing surprisingly for us in second place, which we're pretty happy with as a start to the year. Pretty good start to the year in terms of racing, actually. It was a really nice course. It took us around the back of Jetu, which is always quite nice because it's very rocky and there's a lot of nav, so for a lot of that I was just sort of glued to the nav, making sure that we weren't going to hit anything, and just calling up a degree and down a little bit, you know, that sort of thing. So that was fun. I love races like that. But sadly, it turns out my GoPro didn't film very much of it. It just died basically 10 minutes into the course, so I've not got much footage of that. And yeah, it's fairly high intensity, so it's a shame about that, but you know, many more to come. Hopefully in a few weeks' time my remote should arrive, which shouldn't drain the battery quite as much, so a little bit more experimenting to be done there. But yeah, it's just nice to have some blue sky, to be honest. Now onto the navigation prep for the Caribbean. And for anyone wondering about the location of my Dubarrys, I found them in the most unexpected of locations, in my wardrobe.